Hey there, welcome to Jacqui Talks Horror. I'm Jacqui, and today I'm diving into an upcoming supernatural horror film that's been getting plenty of attention at festivals. Good Boy. Yep, our hero isn't a final girl, but a dog, and a really cute one at that. And it's shaping up to be one of the more talked about films of the year. Just a quick heads up that I'll be using images and trailers from the film in the video, and there'll be links to any trailers and articles I use in the description down below. In this video, we'll cover what the film is all about, the festival buzz, and why horror and dog fans are already talking about it. Now don't worry, this isn't one of those movies where you're waiting to see if the dog makes it. The horror here comes from something very different, and that is way more unsettling. Did you know, after the release of the first trailer, online searches for "Does the dog die in Good Boy" spiked? Alright, so what's this movie actually about? The IMDb plot synopsis sums it up. A loyal dog moves to a rural family home with his owner Todd, only to discover supernatural forces lurking in the shadows. As dark entities threaten his human companion, the brave pup must fight to protect the one he loves the most. So in a nutshell, the film is a haunted house film that flips things around to tell it from the perspective of the good boy, Indy, who happens to actually be the director's dog. It has a short run time of 72 minutes, which feels right for a festival horror like this. Short enough to keep the story tight and focused, but still with room to breathe. Perfect for the supernatural story the trailer hints at. So Good Boy is directed by Ben Leonberg in his feature film directorial debut, after previously directing some shorts. As for the cast, we have our star Indy, obviously playing himself, Indy, and Todd is played by Shane Jensen, making his feature film debut, with the film centering on his relationship with his dog as they face the movie's supernatural events. While IMDb currently lists Good Boy as a comedy horror thriller, from the trailers it looks more like it leans into psychological and supernatural horror with emotional undertones. It's already been shown at South by Southwest and other festivals this year, and is heading to cinemas on October the 3rd, and then heading to Shudder. But at the time of this video, there has been no streaming date released yet. What really makes Good Boy stand apart is that it's shot almost entirely from Indy's perspective. When the camera isn't literally his point of view, the shots are framed from his eye level, keeping us right alongside him for the whole journey. To pull this off, the crew used custom rigs and handheld sets, designed to mimic how a dog actually moves through a space. But it isn't just a technical gimmick. This perspective gives the story a surprisingly emotional weight. Instead of a killer dog trope or a monster animal movie, Good Boy flips that on its head. Indy isn't the threat, he's the protector. The horror comes from the atmosphere and the supernatural presence threatening his bond with Tom, rather than from gore or violence. They even structured the production around Indy's comfort. Rather than constantly moving him to sets, the crew stayed at the filming location so that Indy could wander around the house naturally, making his performance feel less like acting and more like genuine dog behaviour caught on camera. And it seems that unusual mix of perspective, tenderness and dread really connected, because once it hit the festival circuit, Good Boy started drawing a lot of attention. So Good Boy showed at the South by Southwest Festival 2025, where it earned praise for its innovative perspective and Indy's standout performance, and the Overlook Film Festival 2025, where it got a special mention for the Scariest Feature Film Award, recognising its impact on the horror genre, and the Seattle International Film Festival 2025, amongst others, so it has had a lot of festival buzz. The Daily Dread reviewed it at the South by Southwest Festival, and said it defied genre expectations. And the AV Club said Leonberg achieves a technical marvel in a 75-minute first feature, generating both genuine scares and deep stakes in their review. And I just checked the Good Boy's Rotten Tomatoes page, and it's currently rated fresh at 95%, with 20 reviews from critics, with descriptions like heartbreaking and deeply unsettling. And I think the audience scores are going to be even better once it's on wide release. So the film seems to be having a really good early reception. As both a horror fan and a dog lover, this feels right up my street, and I really can't wait to see it. It's interesting to read about how they made it such a dog-friendly filming environment. The director built the entire production around the dog's natural habits. In an interview with Be Disgusting, Leonberg explained, "It kind of proves what I've always believed about dogs. In movies, you can kill off thousands of people, beloved figures, even kids, and audience will barely flinch. But touch a single hair in a dog's head and people will lose their minds. Just look at John Wick. The entire franchise is basically filled by the fate of one dog. So to see people so invested in Indy feels weirdly natural, and honestly kind of wonderful. If you like character-driven supernatural horror, like Talk to Me, this looks like it could be standout. I also think it has the potential to appeal beyond horror fans, and especially to anyone who loves dogs and wants something fresh and emotional as well as unsettling. For me, this feels like one of the more intriguing and distinctive horror releases of the year." So that's all for this video. What do you think of a film told from the dog's perspective? Are you like me, a dog lover and a horror fan, and excited for Good Boy? Do you check Does the Dog Die website before you see a film that has a dog heavily featured? I have to admit I do. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Good Boy down below in the comments, but remember to be respectful, and remember this is only my opinion of the film. It'd be a boring old world if we all like the same things. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss what's coming next on this channel. This is Jacqui signing off. Take care, and see you next time.